Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana
Haribo, Nitago, Nitago, Haribo, Haribo, Nitago, Nitago, Haribo, Nitago, Nitago, Haribo. Haribo, Nitago, Nitago, Haribo, Haribo, Nitago, Nitago, Haribo. Chaitanya Nityananda, 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 Nitago, Haribo. Nityananda, Nitago, Haribo. Chaitanya Nityananda, Nitago, Haribo. Chaitanya Nityananda, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo, Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo, Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo. Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo, Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo, Haribo, Nitaigo, Nitaigo, Haribo.
we're going to go out with Sid here. One last tune before Chara speaks.
Hari Bol. We're going to chant Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana.
So I'd like to invite Chara to come and speak now. And again, Chara speaking on, is God dead? Thank you, Chara.
Thank you very much. Namaste, everyone. Before speaking, I offer my respects to my teachers, spiritual teachers, to our lineage, and to the Supreme. Om Agnatimarandasya Gnajana Salakaya Chaksuru Militan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurue Namaha. Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Ganadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vinda. Hey Krishna Kauruna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, the last few weeks we've been dealing with the broader series on ethics, morality, and spirituality. We started by looking at those couple of things that were in the referendum, the legalization of marijuana, or cannabis more accurately, euthanasia. And we looked at, what is it that really determines whether something is moral or ethical? Is it something that we are just going to be constantly refining and changing, which is a little dangerous because that's going to be determined by what appeals to us at the time. And that does not contain within it any higher sense of or higher understanding of what is actually good and what's in our interest, because it's devoid of any spiritual basis. Then we question whether there was a question I got rather was whether there is a higher authority that we should fundamentally listen to and take direction from. And of course, the answer to that was yes. And so the question today is kind of somewhat tied into it. Is God dead? Is kind of like a little bit of a catchy title. But the question I got was actually way deeper than that. So what I received, it seems more and more people no longer believe in God, even as the source of all good. Some people say that the concept of God was a creation of primitive man to try and explain things that they didn't understand. They said that now we have evolved, we no longer need to hold on to these, in quotes, irrational beliefs and, in quotes, superstitions. Some people also think God is a crutch for those who are weak. So the question is, in relation to the subject of ethical conduct, when you talk of a higher authority, is that the same as God, in whatever form one may relate to that or him? Does God really exist? And how can we know that? And also, if he does exist, can we know who he or she is, or must he/she remain a mystery? So kind of way too much stuff here to try and address in these short things that we do. First thing I want to just state is that belief or non-belief in something doesn't make it true or real. People that don't believe in God say that anyone that believes in God is not very intelligent. I don't believe in God. Without understanding that if you think that you're believing in something or you're not believing in something makes it true, you're not intelligent. It's very unintelligent. It requires a little bit deeper thought. Often the foundation of the claims that have been stated here are based upon two things. One is people have never really encountered something that is deeply spiritual or actually transcendental. They've never had a real conversation with somebody that's an advanced spiritualist. Much of the religion that exists in the world is still fundamentally materialistic. And I'll explain what I mean by that. The second thing that people cling to when they make these kind of claims is the idea that there is only one fundamental type of energy. That's the material energy. They say there is no spiritual energy, there is no other stuff. The material energy, the atoms and stuff, that's it. That's the sum total of everything. And that philosophical idea is called materialism. This is the foundation of all materialistic ideas. And you will see that probably the vast majority of people that adhere to some religious belief are materialistic to some degree because they often completely identify with the body as being the self. People say, oh, I have a soul. Okay, well, what exactly is a soul, and who are you, the one that has it? And it's like, you know, who are you, the owner of the soul? So, you know, when you ask these ideas, there's a sudden recognition, oh, I haven't been thinking very deeply about this at all. Our understanding is that within the realm of the material world, you are going to perceive two fundamental types of energy. One type of energy is matter, the material energy, and the other one is that which is spiritual. And what is the difference? There's a really big fundamental difference. Life is a symptom of the presence of that spiritual energy. Life does not come from matter. The guitar cannot suddenly become alive, be conscious and aware and perceive. It just can't. Matter doesn't have that capacity. That it is this other type of spiritual energy. In local parlance, wairua. I mean, a lot of people use the term spirit in so many different ways, like how you feel and how you feel about something. But our understanding of this term and the way we use the term spirit is in relation to a very specific and unique type of energy. Your existence is this energy. The body is not you. You're going to leave that guy behind. It's going to go through a process of aging and probably getting all kinds of sickness, and it's going to become uninhabitable. And then you are going to have to leave that. That's what death is. You never die. You can't die. It's impossible for you to die. You are an eternal spiritual being. The body dies. The body manifests what seems to be symptoms of life only while you're at home. When you're at home, the lights are on. When you leave, the lights go out. This is a fundamental reality. And so in approaching the subject of speaking about some higher state of being, some higher spiritual truth or reality, God, this becomes a foundational framework to begin exploring this subject. The problem is, not everyone is going to understand. There is this huge other subject, the subject of free will and different states of consciousness. So you can have a whole room full of people that listen to the same thing. There is this wonderful verse in the Bhagavad Gita when it speaks about the nature of life, of the spiritual being residing within the body. What's in Sanskrit, the word is Atma. Atma means the self, who you are. You're not the body, you are the dude residing within. And in this verse, it says, some look on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing. And some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. So this is just like a fundamental reality. The idea of proving God's existence is difficult. If a person is not open to considering, the reality of consciousness and how it's fundamentally and inherently spiritual, there is an understanding in the yogic teachings that the mind and the senses are actually somewhat blunt instruments. They are not the best things to use to come to an actual experience of the reality of both the living being, the spiritual being, and God. We have four fundamental defects in the conditioned state, the materially conditioned state. One is that our senses are imperfect. No matter how hard you try, how much technology you apply to your senses, at the end of the day, they are imperfect. We have a propensity to cheat. We can be subject to illusion. when we have such defects, then there's always has to be this humility to ask, am I actually understanding things with total clarity? Am I seeing things perfectly or not? I mean, the vast majority of people are totally locked into the idea that the body is who they are. The selfie is me. And you have all of these issues, all this unhappiness, body image, worthiness, am I lovable, all of these things, am I attractive, all of these things tied to body image. This is an absolute disaster. It can never end well. It will always end in unhappiness. And when you consider that the vast majority of humanity is totally engrossed in this monumental illusion that the body is who I am, and there's complete lack of awareness of my spiritual being, and you want to talk about something beyond that? It's just like, you know, when we consider the limitations, if I look at the biggest unit available to us to try and comprehend, it's the universe. Who can say that they fully comprehend the extent and nature of the universe? Nobody can say that. That's ridiculous. If we consider the smallest functional unit, it's fundamentally the atom. You can't even get your head around how small an atom is, a hydrogen atom. You can fit 10,000 of those at the period at the end of a sentence. Can you divide that tiny little period into 10,000 in your mind and comprehend how small 1/10,000th of that is? Of course you can't. And then somebody's going to get really agitated when talking about God without recognizing that with their faculties, they cannot even comprehend that which is in our grasp. The universe and the atom. We can't even we can't even comprehend that. And if God does exist, he necessarily exists beyond that. And you can't even get your head around the size of an atom, and then you're going to make a declaration about whether God exists or not. That's really not intelligent. It doesn't matter what your IQ rating is or anything, it's just not. Just like last week, was it, when we talked about, is there a higher truth or an absolute truth? And I said, anyone that says there is no absolute truth has just contradicted themselves. Because they're making a statement that they say is true in all circumstances and forever. There is no absolute truth. That is an absolute truth. And you're saying there is no absolute truth. That's a contradiction. But because people tend to be motivated by a self-absorption and to some degree envy, they're looking for ways. Nobody wants to feel that they are going to be accountable to some higher truth or spiritual reality. I mean, if you think like that, even the laws of karma are a total bummer. Even gravity is. We are constantly having to abide by things. If I make the declaration, there is no God, it means I'm saying I am God because I know everything. I am omnipotent. I'm all-knowing. And I can say with certainty, no, there is no God. Well, if you know everything, then you must be God. But then you're saying that you don't exist because you're declaring that you're not true. Is that a bit too complicated or not? It's kind of, it's silly. It's not, for me, it's not just not very smart at all. And unfortunately, we have so many people in the world today that have fallen under the spell of materialism. And because of that, they struggle with these concepts. I mean, the concept of consciousness. What is consciousness? What is it? There's a scientist that I've got a lot of time for in America. His name's Robert Lanza. He's a biologist. He was one of the first guys to use cloned cells to grow organs. I mean, he's a really acclaimed guy. And he was listed in Time, listed one year, the 100 most influential people in the world. And amongst these 100 were 5 scientists, and he was one. So they're listing him as one of the 5 most influential scientists in the world. He's a big thinker, really big thinker. And he has stated, consciousness is not just an issue for biologists. It is a problem for physics. Nothing in modern physics explains how a group of molecules in your brain create consciousness. The beauty of a sunset, the miracle of falling in love, the taste of delicious food, all of these are mysterious or mysteries to modern science. Nothing in science can explain how consciousness arose from matter. I mean, but most people think it has been explained. It hasn't. It's never been explained. There is no theory for how it can occur. That suddenly there were, water and ammonia, which with nitrates in it, and there were these chemical combination where, and there maybe some lightning, and then magically consciousness manifest. They don't even have a working idea for how this happened. But the claim is that it has happened and it's true. Our current model simply does not allow for consciousness, and our understanding of this most basic phenomena of our existence is virtually nil. Interestingly, our present model of physics does not even recognize this as a problem. So what he's saying is the preeminent requirement for the observation in math, in science, and physics, the preeminent requirement is consciousness. And he's saying the big question is, what role is consciousness playing in your observation and your deduction of things? That's not even factored into anything. Science just turns its back on it because it's just too tough. It's too hard. Then another place he goes on, but even putting aside the issues of consciousness, the current model leaves much to be desired when it comes to explaining the fundamentals of our universe. The cosmos, according to recent refinements, sprang out of nothingness 13.7 billion years ago in a titanic event humorously labeled the Big Bang. We don't really understand where the Big Bang came from, and we continually tinker with the details, including adding an inflationary period with physics that we don't yet understand. but the existence of which is needed in order to be consistent with our observations. Anyway, there's all this technical stuff, and a lot of people may not bear. I mean, if you are going to actually think that from matter rose consciousness, you've really got a big problem. That is a blind belief. That is faith in the high priests of science who promote the idea with zero proof. Zero proof. So for ourselves in the yogic system, in the Vedas, yes, they absolutely embrace an appreciation of an ultimate spiritual reality. Absolutely embrace that. And they embrace the idea that because it is not contaminated by perverse material motivation, the standards established for what is good and what is right are meant only for the purpose of uplifting people and bringing them to a state of self-realization or enlightenment. And one should adopt these. The idea that, just because I don't like the idea, somebody's given me, sometimes the way people talk about God or a higher spiritual truth is sometimes not very developed. People may not have presented the idea very well, or they themselves may have a very rudimentary belief or faith. That doesn't mean that principle of the existence of a higher truth or God is not true. One needs to look a little bit further than the bad examples that they may have run into. The whole process of meditation and spiritual cultivation is for the purpose of self-realization and God-realization. And there are a whole variety of experiences and realizations that can come from that. So the idea of a declaration that God is dead, for me, I don't have very much time for somebody that's, aggressively promoting the idea. If you want to throw it forward as a question, yeah, we can discuss it. But it does require. I mean, I remember. Oh no, we're not going to go there. Or are we? I mean, one time I was, many, many years ago, when I had just gone out to the Philippines, I was invited to go be part of some TV show. And they had there was this Catholic priest, and his name was Father Bob. What a classic name. And he used to have this, what was it called? Father Bob something. And he would throw out a topic, and then he would invite people that were fundamentally atheistic and people that were more religiously inclined, and have them have a debate on television about the subject. So a friend of mine was asked to do this, and he backed out at the last moment, and he put my name forward and asked me if I would do it, and I said, yeah, okay. I was kind of a little nervous. I'd never done any serious public speaking or anything before. And he says, okay, I'll be around at 4:00 to pick you up. It was like, what? It was happening right then. So we show up, and the three guys on my side of the table weren't very helpful. On the other side, we had three university professors one mathematician, a couple of psychologists, and then there was some other guy, I can't remember what he was. And they all held a deeply atheistic point of view. And then, so I was trying to explain to them, and in those days, my appreciation was not so well developed. And I'm trying to point out that, life is a symptom of the presence of a spiritual energy, a spiritual being. And when you look, you can easily distinguish, for instance, the difference between a tree and a power pole. It's visibly, observably different. Anyway, I was trying to put all these things out there, and they were hitting me with these things. Has anyone ever seen a soul? No, you can't. And what you're saying is just sentimental, and it's, there's no scientific basis for it. And I'm it's down to me, just me. The other guys are all quiet, and it's kind of like, well, this is not turning out very well. I mean, it's Father Bob had started with, is there life after death? That was meant to be the subject. And it came to me when I was sitting there that that's not a good subject. We've got a better one. Does the soul exist? Because if it does, there's no question of life after death. And Father Bob was, yeah, okay, we're doing that. And everything. Yeah, the other guys all liked it too. So here we are, and I'm trying to explain and not getting very far. So I asked them, so if you don't accept the existence of a soul, then what do you say is the fundamental principle behind everything? And without hesitation, in chorus, the atom. So I said, okay, has anyone ever seen an atom? And suddenly it was kind of like looking at each other, because I know no one has ever seen an atom. You can't see an atom. Has anyone ever seen an atom? Of course not. No one has seen an atom. So how do you even know it exists? So I'm doing the same thing to them that they did to me. So it starts getting a little bit complex, and after a while, some guy jumps in and he starts talking about, particle accelerators and, vapor trails and vacuum chambers. And I understood a little bit of science in my own reading. And so I go, so what you're telling me is that in an appropriate environment, you can perceive the presence of an atom by the influence it has on its environment. And they go, yeah. I said, well, how come when I use that same argument in relation to the soul, I'm told that that's sentimental, but you can use it in relation to the atom and suddenly it's scientific. So either it's going to be scientific or it's not. You got to make up your mind here. And so in the end, it was like things didn't go too well for them. And it got down to one last guy I'm talking with, and I told him, our problem in this discussion, it has to do with the question of sincerity. Do you agree, hypothetically, if the soul actually exists, then your whole life, how you're living, and what you value gets called into question. You would have to actually completely change your life. Do you agree with that, just, in principle? And he said, yes. So I asked him, so how, your problem is that before coming here today, you told all the teachers in the university, it's one of the biggest university, you told all of the faculty members to watch you on television. And you told all the kids in your class to watch you on television. And now you are challenged by not wanting to be defeated, which means you are not objectively looking at the discussion and trying to discover whether there's some truth here or not. You're just battling to try and save your reputation. And then he didn't know what to say. He was like shocked. I said, how serious are you really? considering its importance. I'll tell you what, you give me 6 weeks of your life. You come and live with me for 6 weeks, and I will train you in a system by which you will be able to directly perceive the existence of the soul. I promise you, I will be able to do that if you cooperate. Are you that serious? And then the camera kind of zoomed in on him, and his head was down. He goes, no, I'm not. And then that was bam, like the end of the show, and it was like, whoa, what happened? And I was utterly shocked that I had done that. I had taken, in great humility, feeling extremely unqualified. I mean, some of these things I spoke about, I'd never even thought of before. And so I was really praying for some divine inspiration and for the great mercy of my spiritual teachers. And of course, things worked out rather well. But the point I'm making was that you will see that people will utilize a certain line of argument to try and disprove spiritual truth. But when you use the same line of argument to disprove the importance of material existence, they don't want to go there. So we are affected by our state of consciousness and what we value and what we hold to be important. This process of meditation actually purifies the heart and the mind. It makes it so that we become more open to outside and profoundly spiritual experience and realization. And that experience is real. It is possible to come to know God either in the form of his impersonal manifestation as a great ocean of spiritual energy, or his divine personal existence. That is what spiritual life is for. That is what meditation is for. It's not just to relax and to calm your mind down so you can go back to doing the things that messed it up in the first place. I usually don't talk this bluntly, but might as well. I can promise you that if one actually takes proper spiritual direction and engages in an authentic spiritual process, both self-realization and God-realization is not only a possibility, it is something that can be experienced in this lifetime. Yes, there is a higher truth. There is a higher standard that should guide ethics and morality. That higher standard makes it so that we can come to actually know ourself, our actual self. We had a really far out, we're restarting one of our 10-week programs at Poremoremo. And there was this real cool guy there, Maori guy. He's lying down. He just loves the meditation. Then when I was talking about come to understand who you really are, because most people don't know who they are, he jumps up off the floor and he goes, my whole life I've been asking that question. Who am I? Who am I? I don't know. It was wonderful to see such honesty. Most people are unwilling to really face that reality. Okay, so I'm going to stop because it's kind of late. Any question? Was that all right? Yeah? Thank you very much. Haribol. So I will chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much, Charidas.
You're very welcome.
So we're here every Sunday until the 20th of December, Sunday night, 6 o'clock. So I hope you will join us, bring your friends. We'll be taking a break over the Christmas period, but we have a couple of retreats that are happening in that time. Rama here is looking after one. He's going to tell you a little bit about that. And then Patrick has his annual retreat, anniversary weekend down at Park. So that's always a really fun thing, and encourage you to come along and join in both of those, yeah? Rama would like to say something about Bethel's one.
So, first week of January, 4th to the 8th, we're going to be having a retreat out near Bethel's Beach at a simple accommodation style retreat. We have cabins, shared cabins, and camping space available for those who want to come. The focus is going to be on going deeper into learning the practices of Bhakti Yoga that we can apply every day. So if those people who want to come and go a bit deeper and learn how to develop a practice in your life, then that's the focus. It's kid friendly, so there's going to be a program for the kids too. Someone's going to be looking after them. There's a lot of activities around the area they can play. That's about it, I think. If you've got any questions or you want to come, contact me and I'll get your details and we'll get back to you. There's limited numbers, so we don't have a lot. There's not a lot of space there, but for some people who might not want to stay there, you could always, if you're a local, you can come out during the day and then just go back and stay at your place.
Food?
Food is included, so accommodation and food is going to be $190 for the 4 days per person. Kids $120, I think it is. Yeah, so we'll be cooking all the food there. Anyone who wants to help out in the kitchen, there'll be that availability. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
Thank you, Rama.
Yes, so that's the 4th to the 8th of January. So please, I think if you want to move forward in your spiritual life and, perhaps do that 6 weeks that Acharya was speaking about, this could be the beginning. And the end would be a wonderful realization. Just a quick note. I'm doing the Whangamatā retreat again, 20th anniversary weekend, the 29th of January to the 1st of February. So just keep it in mind because I know accommodation is always tight down there. So if you want to come, start thinking about it. And, book yourself something for that weekend down there. And we don't provide accommodation, not at the moment. There will be camping available. And a friend of mine, Louise Shadbolt, who is over there at the back, our dear friend, who's been coming along for some time now, has written a book called Abundant Living. And she's having a book launch next Friday. And she has some invitations here if you'd like to attend, and she can explain to you what the book's about. And it's going to be at 6 p.m. at the Captain's Lounge at 142 Beaumont Street, West Haven. That's just down by the harbour there, by where all the yachts are. So have a talk to Louise, and she's got some of these invitations. And there's going to be a presentation about the book and some dinner. Sounds good. Friday night, 6 o'clock. So please have a word with her. And thank you, Louise, for sharing with us. We're very happy to have you coming along and seeing you enjoying your time chanting. Namaste, everyone. Hari Bol.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.